Play of the game from way down.
Two, silence. Rainer getting absolutely
A team wipe.
The living bomb's going.
Oh my goodness, the ring. Bombs Nico gonna find Rainer.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming series. This is a replay cast of one of the few playoff games that didn't get cast live during the Season 8 playoff run for Nexus Gaming series. So wanted to make sure that we got that opportunity to showcase this match before, before Season 9 got picked up. So this is going to be a matchup between House of Chez and CT Hanamura Drift. If I remember correctly, this was 3-6. I think House of Chez was 3. CT Hanamura Drift was 6, maybe? Not positive of that. But because this is an old replay, I'll have to make some adjustments when I load into the game, all that good stuff. So I don't have ban information. So really, it's just going to be kind of cycling through this fairly quickly. Our first map is going to be on Battlefield of Eternity. I have no idea who picked it. But let's go ahead and get this game loaded up here. Make sure that we've got everything balanced out correctly. Yeah, it looks like it's all good. Gonna need a moment to get the game set up, because with old replays, it sets everything up like you can probably hear the game sound. See if I can tab out of that. There we go. So the game sound is like pushed all the way to maximum. It gets really loud. So once the game loads up, we'll go ahead and hop into that. And after this, tonight, we've got the Regen Invitational 3 coming up. Coincidentally, House of Chez playing against Die for Vision, some Division C opponents from Season 8 of NGS. All right, let's pause this. So make sure you stick around for that as well. I think we want that to about 20%. All right, so I think we are good there. Let's just hide these things and get into the game. Alrighty then, so we're not going to be showing talents because, again, you're going to see here at the top of your screen, all the talents will show up there because our overlay doesn't quite work. It does this. So we'll check in on questing things for that, but for the most part, not going to see a whole lot of the talents. But let's go ahead and get our teams introduced here. On the left, we've got House of Chez. It's going to be Flash playing Zueljin. Ridley on the Johanna. I'm sorry, no, Ridley's on Brightwing? Caribou is on Johanna. Mariners 005 there on the Li Ming, and Thrall going to be played by Chesmix. Meanwhile, for CT Hanamura Drift, we've got Danalor on Chen. Garrosh going to be played there by Genzors. CM Shives on the Greymane. Brickhouse on Kael'thas, and Night Knight on the Tyrande. So early in this game, let's see, do we have any questing talents? So Thrall did take Echo of the Elements, so he's going to be looking for minion kills. And Globes for Kael'thas, so he's got Mana Addict, looking for that shield, as well as the additional mana. And then the Groundbreaker for Garrosh, so getting those stun stacks, eventually getting a damage over time effect, and reducing the cooldown on his Groundbreaker. Now, interestingly enough, Zueljin not going into Headhunter, not going into Recklessness, instead going into Bone Slicer. So is going to have that longer duration, that full duration of Bone Slicer on the Immortal for the Immortal push. Also, potentially for Garrosh, level 16, he could take that armor reduction, or I guess not armor reduction, but armor ignore Johanna there getting a nice big stun, pulling in both Night Knight and Shives. But so far, anyways, down here in this bot lane, things pretty even, as level 2 picked up a little bit faster here for Hanamura Drift. Chen doing a little bit of work here against the Thrall. And both teams here were kind of looking around, see the danger ping, but Zul'jin coming up top here now. Presumably now that's going to give Thrall the opportunity maybe to get in on a camp, but with that vision, Hanamura Drift going to go ahead and pick up the bottom camp. So they're the first ones to pick up a camp. They're going to catch up with XP in the mid lane, or not in the mid lane, there's only 2 lanes. In the lane. So they are still a little bit behind, losing out on some of that lane XP while they were getting that camp. We're going to see both Thrall and Zul'jin sitting on this camp. Greymane rotating up. Going to see if he can help out the Chen, get on the invasion there. But here comes Brightwing. Going to give the opportunity for 3 players to close out that camp. And so 1 camp for either side. Greymane's sitting about half health. He's going to have to go ahead and pull back and get started now onto the Shaman camp, as Tranda on her way as well. Bottom camp going to get taken out, almost a tower, so once they get this, that's certainly the opportunity to get level 4, or they'll just get it from minions, either way. Meanwhile, Zul'jin and Brightwing working on the Shaman camp here for House of Chez. And I think early in this game that Hanamura Drift probably has the race value. They've got the Greymane. Li Ming and Thrall both can do, you know, pretty decent. Zul'jin as well. So I mean, there's pretty good damage on the side of House of Chez. I'm not sure that they can just outpace a Greymane sitting on the thing. Well, not if he's in human form. They might actually be able to stay ahead of this. It's looking very close though, and it is going to be the red team getting theirs brought down a little bit more. So I think maybe if Greymane was in Worgen form earlier, that Greymane probably could have carried that, but they're going to go ahead and defend on their Immortal here for a little bit. Greymane doing a little dance around the wall. And Li Ming throwing those orbs. Has that Triumvirate. Yeah, so that extra range, or not range, the extra damage and reset potential is huge there. Garrosh here, very deep, is going to get Polymorph. Genzo is going to throw the Johanna away, but it's not going to matter. That's first blood, and they're looking for a second as Chen now getting caught by the Thrall root, and that should all but guarantee a Immortal here for House of Chez. Well, maybe not. Maybe if they get stunned. Still very close, and you see the power of that Greymane race. Very close on the Immortal, only about 1,000 or so on that extra shielding. And I said this all wrong. Triumvirate does the cooldown reduction if it's beyond that halfway point, but it also gives mana back, and that's a really high value. Interested to see what Li Ming takes at 7. Johanna's going to get thrown over the wall, and it doesn't matter if you have Unstoppable. You can't Unstoppable through a wall, so good on Genzors to catch that and get that kill onto the Johanna. And that's going to give a pretty much free clear now onto the Immortal. It's got to come into melee as the shield is down, and we're going to see a full orb build from Li Ming. So just the wall down here for House of Chez. And now Garrosh coming in looking for the Li Ming, but she's a little slippery. Is able to get away relatively easily from the Garrosh there with that teleport. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, we've got most of House of Chez here. Thrall's going to work on picking up the minion camp, the siege camp here. But Hanamura Drift getting a lot of value. They've already gotten the full wall down. They've got the second tower down here now. Yes, yes. So, by comparison, I mean, they've definitely evened things out. They actually have 1 extra tower down in the bot lane, so a little bit of damage on the fort from the Immortal, but overall, very even in structures right now. Brightwing coming in onto Zul'jin, so in kind of a weird place there. Garrosh is going to go ahead and pop the Unstoppable. There's Elun's Chosen coming out as well. But that's looking like a nice, comfortable disengage there from Hanamura Drift, as they were able to secure pickup of the camp. And I think part of that was because of the positioning with Zul'jin and Brightwing behind that wall. Couldn't really continue to follow up. They might have been able to get the Garrosh with a little bit better positioning there. There's the throw onto Johanna again. The Lunar Flare coming out into the back hits the Zul'jin. Johanna's got a living bomb, and she's got to avoid spreading that contagion there. And will do so. So no deaths there. Still just the 2-4-1 so far in the game. In kills. And now we're coming up to the second Immortal. Level 9 for House of Chez. Level 8 coming up on 9 for Hanamura Drift. So I think if you're Hanamura Drift, like you've got the Greymane, like burn which, oh yeah, they're on the other side, backwards. So this is, yeah, I mean, this is an interesting spot. You've got Brightwing has the ability to soak lanes. There's the throw on to Johanna. She's got the Unstoppable. Brightwing's coming in now. Chen, however, diving in onto Flash as he used that Amani Rage. Had a little bit under half health there to get that started. So Chen bringing him down a little bit more, but thanks to the power of Brightwing and regenerating. Zul'jin sitting pretty healthy. But these Li Ming orbs getting value, not just on the Immortal, but also onto the players. And of course, if it hits a player at that distance, it's getting a reset. And increasing the damage that goes out onto the Immortal. Chen going to go up there, gather some soak. Coming back down a little bit early. Didn't see any reason there. The flip onto the Li Ming, and that's going to be a kill for Hanamura Drift. And that is a great place for them. They're all very low on health, though, so they have to be a little bit careful there. Thrall using his Ancestral Wrath. So even with that kill now, Hanamura Drift having to pull back and is going to use the time to get this camp down, this Shaman camp. Chen's going to head down into the bot lane, try to clear up the Shaman camp that House of Chez picked up. And see if they can get some pressure now that both teams have level 10s. Brightwing should be able to get a little bit of XP there if she wants it, but she's going to go ahead and rotate down. I don't think she wants to use her phase shift just yet, even if she has it. I mean, she has hyper shift, so it may be back up already. Yeah, she's staying in the lane there. Kael'thas checking the bush. There goes Iron Skin, though, so Johanna now at risk. Does not have the Unstoppable for another 15 seconds or so. That make it about 22 seconds as she took Laws of Hope. So no Iron Skin reduction there. There's the throw. There's the... What happened? Was that a... Okay, Falling Sword. There's a big condemn there, pulling him in, but Panpal's gonna push everybody back here. Greymane working on the Immortal, big root onto 3, and it looked like their Emerald Wind got interrupted by the Garrosh, and Chen having to pull back there. Panapal's ended. There's the stagger, and Li Ming's orb just chunking down the Chen. Just barely able to get away there. Is he actually able to get away from the Thrall? Thrall coming in with that Wind Fury, so he is going to be able to make it out thanks to the Tyrande there. But check it out. House of Chez, nice and healthy over here. Hanamura Drift, not so lucky. Seeing some backs coming out here. And there's halftime triggered for House of Chez. And they're burning right onto the Immortal. They know that they've got the advantage here. And we're going to see now Hanamura Drift working on theirs as well, but they just don't have it in the tank. There's the throw onto Johanna. Now, keep in mind, again, she doesn't have that increased shield. Big taunt from Garrosh landing onto 3, but the Taz Dingo coming out just in time. Garrosh and Thrall falling make it double there as Zul'jin and now Li Ming as well. Ridley in a little bit of danger here as Caribou trying to get away, uses the Soothing Mist to try to kind of preemptively, I think, cleanse any roots or slows maybe even a stun that could have landed, because that's, keep in mind, Brightwing's one of the few heroes that can just straight up cleanse herself with the right timing. But that was a great play by Hanamura Drift, allowing them now to clean up this Immortal. And it all started with that throw onto Johanna, the Falling Sword coming out and landing, giving Garrosh a pretty solid taunt there. So 2 Immortals going over to House of Chez, but the structures not looking too bad here. Big taunt once again, the throw onto Zul'jin. Here comes Falling Sword, and this time Emerald Wind is going to separate out Garrosh. He's going to pop Unstoppable, try to get away. He will fall here, presumably, any time now. He's trying to get out, but he's not gonna. Zul'jin's gonna tap that for one more kill here for House of Chez, saying, hey, you know what? You throw me in, but I'm the one getting the kills. The rest of Hanamura Drift here gonna go ahead and pull back, catch up their health, get their mana, and now with this minion wave, House of Chez gonna get the first fort of the game. Up in the top, Chen trying to get level 13s up, and those will be up soon for Hanamura Drift. So kills in favor here of Hanamura Drift just slightly, thanks to that near team wipe a few moments ago. Structures slightly in favor of House of Chez. They do have the one fort down. Here comes Thrall getting the root onto Danalor, but he's able to hop on over. Not too concerned about that. And once again, we see Brightwing down here in the bottom. Is going to be able to phase shift up soon. There's the taunt onto Zul'jin, obliterated. No time for Taz Dingo. And Chen coming in, looking for the Thrall. They get the root onto Thrall. The ping's going out, saying, get Chesmix. The Falling Sword coming down is going to stun the Garrosh, but that's now 2 kills in favor of Hanamura Drift here. I was just going to say it, with all of these kind of factors, right now, Hanamura Drift has definitely taken an advantage in the team fight, but they need to get some objectives going. And this is a great time. They're going to get halftime here before Thrall is back on the map. You see Caribou here saying, you guys want to come meet me? Well, let's get this. But halftime is picked up for Hanamura Drift. And let's see where these Immortals go. They are going to split in the middle. So Shaman Camp is going to be picked up there. Now, Hanamura Drift is pretty split, while all of House of Chez coming in together. They're looking to defend their Immortal here. Johanna's going to get the Condemn pull in onto the Greymane. There was the the phase shift rather, but Garrosh with the Polymorph gonna go down here. They're looking for more. They get the slow onto Kael'thas. The Li Ming orbs going out. Probably looking originally for that Kael'thas, but not quite able to get there. And the Disintegrate there, helping to push back Hanamura Drift. So thanks to that kill onto Garrosh now, House of Chez looking to get started on their Immortal. And they do have the value of this Siege Camp up in the top lane as well. That's starting to get a lot of damage on this fort. It's under half now. Chen's gonna head up to try to deal with that, while Garrosh still 3 seconds away from the map. But once again, with Thrall and Zul'jin and Li Ming here, we're gonna see once again the Immortal going over in favor of House of Chez. So these guys this was a replay cast, and I think this was 3 and 6. I think that House of Chez was 3rd, and I believe that Hanamura Drift was 6. And this was in I think the first round of the playoffs. All right, so Immortal, all 10 players on the map. Phase shift used there, giving a shield onto Zul'jin, probably a little bit early. But here comes Chen looking for the Panda Pals here. There's the shield, popping the root onto Li Ming, and Thrall, the Emerald Wind, however, going to go ahead and push everybody back. As Hanamura Drift saying, you know what, we don't care about that Immortal. Chen having to pull back, has his last Lightning Elemental Panda there in the bottom, so he's safe. Mariner's sitting about half health now. That is one big ultimate used on the side of Hanamura Drift, and a shorter cooldown in the Emerald Wind for House of Chez. House of Chez gonna go ahead and pull back. They've got the wall down. And we'll see. Is Hanamura Drift looking to fight here? We see the Axis going out there. Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know what Chenzo's doing. Like, chasing people down doesn't have any support from his DPS or anything. Is going out. There's the Soothing Mist. Probably using that for healing, my guess. No, doesn't look like it. Doesn't have that. So just a preemptive cleanse there. And it seems like, to me, that seems like maybe there's a better time for that. Like, perhaps when Chen comes in with his Panda Pals, right? Because that's probably your biggest potential threat. The big burst of damage from Chen. Maybe the Garrosh Groundbreaker, but it's such a short stun. Maybe the Lunar Flare, but again, short stun. I really think that the cleanse onto the Chen route is probably the best thing, because that's also most likely to hit several heroes. Both teams picking up camps, though. We got the Siege Camp for Hanamura Drift. We got the Shaman Camp and Siege Camp going here for House of Chez. So that's going to be a lot of pressure. That's going to give Hanamura Drift even more reason to just hang out and wait. And it is the level 16 talent, No Mercy, ignoring armor when the Grievous Throw, I think is what it's called? Grievous Axe? Grievous Throw is put there onto that Garrosh. So Garrosh is going to he's going to find himself falling very quickly if Zul'jin's able to get that Grievous Throw onto him. Once again, Brightwing down there in the bottom is going to come up. Has the vision, has the shield. Speaking of how quickly, look at how quickly Garrosh just melts there. That was like 3 attacks. Holy cow. And the retreat called from Hanamura Drift. They know they cannot engage back into this with Garrosh sitting so very low. The defense is being called here, so Johanna coming into this bush does throw out the flashlight to stall out the potential damage there from Greymane. Sundering coming in, big falling sword stun, but Chen in the backline looking for Li Ming is going to get the jump and the kill. Coming out from Chen, here come the Panda Pals. Where are they going? They're looking for the Thrall, the taunt going out onto Johanna. Thrall is going to fall, and there goes Zul'jin with Taz Dingo. Lunar Flare dodged by Johanna there. Taz Dingo might not be enough. Never mind, it's just long enough as Chen's Panda Pal's going to expire. So trading out the 2 for 1, getting the Greymane here. That is most of the Immortal race for Hanamura Drift. So I don't know, even with just the Zul'jin, I think that the House of Chez has more Immortal burn. And as you can see, it works out. House of Chez wins the halftime show very slightly in this, thanks to that Grievous Throw and Bone Slicer at level 1. But Hanamura Drift coming in, they've got the numbers advantage. Trying to get what they can onto the Immortal. They do get it down a little bit there, so just a little bit under 17k, about 1,000 points of difference, but never mind. Li Ming throwing out 1 combo, making sure to bring that out, even it up a little bit. And this is vastly in favor of House of Chez. They have all the time in the world. They've got a couple of catapult minions here in the bot lane that are going to start pressuring soon, so Hanamura Drift has to figure out their time. They've got Go for the Throat now. There's the flip on to Johanna. She's got the Unstoppable. Taunt from Garrosh missing, and the Poly going to secure the kill. Polymorph, I think, no, something anyways, silenced Kael'thas, so he went down. Chen in a little bit of danger as well, so for a moment there, it looked like, Hanamura Drift was going to make something happen, but then House of Chez coming in just saying, hey, we got stuff. Getting the damage coming out from Zul'jin and just shredding the health of Garrosh. And you know what? Paying attention is Caribou with that silence as well, with that polymorph, making sure that Garrosh can't use Bloodthirst, can't use his Indomitable to get out with Unstoppable. Ultimately securing them that kill, giving Zul'jin that big auto attack damage into what becomes a fairly squishy target. Garrosh doesn't have as much health as other tanks because of that armor bonus. And so once again, we're going to see House of Chez coming in. They've got another Immortal. This is Immortal number 4. We're not quite level 20, so Hanamura Drift looking for as much value onto this Immortal as they can get before that level 20 ticks up. Brightwing up there in the top lane, doing what she can to try to get that. And we see Chen here in the back, possibly looking for an engagement. Has the Storm, Earth, and Fire, but the Immortal now, about 3/4 health, is going to make its way onto the core. If they can get level 20 here, House of Chez might be able to close this out. They've got a pretty decent, and look at how much damage. Again, Garrosh and Tyrande just falling so low. They are going to be able to get this Immortal down, but 66% on the core. No level 20s yet, but Chen coming in with Storm Earth and Fire here. The taunt going out onto Johanna. I'm sorry, onto Thrall. And Sundering gonna delete the Garrosh with help from Zul'jin there. Kael'thas gonna fall to that big orb from Li Ming. And now, with level 20s, Li Ming looking for the kill onto Greymane is gonna get that reset here. The Daenalor on Chen gonna get caught by Falling Sword. And with a 4-man kill, a quad kill, House of Chez gonna make their way onto the core and secure victory in game number 1 on Battlefield of Eternity. Go team, says JakeBot. Okay, so winner was team number 1. Put that up there. All right, so that was game number 1, and a little bit back and forth. You know, there were times very early in the game that House of Chez looked like they were, doing really well, and then in the middle of the game, Hanamura Drift said, "This is our time to shine," and they did a really good job of it. They just couldn't ever get themselves an Immortal, and I think that if they'd gotten an Immortal, they would have found themselves in a much better position than they did. I mean, obviously, but and then at the end of the game there, once Zul'jin was able to pick up No Mercy here, and Garrosh was just removed from consideration every time he walked up. Yeah, House of Chez really pulling that one off. So let's get set up and ready for the next game. Oh, hey, so JakeBot, this is a replay cast of House of Chez versus Hanamura Drift. It was season 8 and the first round of the playoffs. Lucio music's coming from my background. There is another match coming up here immediately after this. Well, immediately. It's at 8:30, so there'll be a bit of a break. That is going to be for the Regen Invitational 3, and that is between Die for Vision and House of Chez. So, more Division C NGS action. I mean, I could change it. What do you want to hear? How about, you know what? You want something a little more upbeat? Upbeat. Lucio's upbeat. This is a little bit more happy. Yes, it is. If you, sorry, Jake. I felt really bad about that game too. Like I'm not somebody who's ever gonna pull a punch, okay? Because the moment you do that, you put yourself in, you know, for one, you're at risk. But for two, I feel like that's super disrespectful, right? You're like, I can do, like, if you're somebody who is going to, I don't want to call anybody out, so never mind. I'm not going to say those things. But if you're going to do things where you're like, I am so much better than you that I don't have to do things, then come on, you know, like, whatever. So I did feel bad about that game. But you know what? I have a lot of respect for Villa Dancing Queens. They're great people. Really love them over there. Probably spend more time on their Discord than just about anything else in the day. So, yeah. I had to look because there were a lot of the same heroes here. Oh, you guys are probably getting the game sounds over that music anyway. And Genzors. Okay. All right, so game number 2 is going to be on Cursed Hollow. And it's all set up and ready to go. So once the game loads, we'll get started. So yeah, Caribou, I will be casting for the Regen Invitational tonight at 8:30. So in an hour from now. So make sure you tell your friends to stop by and watch. In fact, I even have the replays of the House of Chez Die for Vision NGS matchup here. Let's see, get this all fixed. There's not enough time to do it, but I have them. All right, game number 2 on Cursed Hollow. Let's get into it, shall we? Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cursed Hollow. This is game number 2 on a replay cast here between House of Chez and CT Hanamura Drift, Division C East, NGS Season 8. On the left, we have House of Chez. Some of these are familiar heroes from our last game. We've got Flash playing the Mephisto, Mariners 005 on the Phoenix. We got Ridley playing Johanna, Chesmix on the Thrall. What am I missing? And Caribou playing good old Lucio. Over here for CT Hanamura Drift, it's going to be Genzor's on the Garrosh. Once again, Brickhouse playing Leeming. Shives on the Greymane, Night on the Ana, and Danelor on the Chen. So roughly about half of the same heroes on each team, right? We got the Chen, Greymane, and Garrosh the same for Hanamura Drift, although Leeming switching sides. And then we've got the Thrall Johanna the same here for House of Chez. So 2 and 3. Taking a look at talents. Got that Laws of Hope again here for Johanna. Thrall coming in with Chen. Does have some friends coming behind though, so we'll see if they can turn this in. Now, Flash there, missing that lightning arc. Wasn't quite able to get the damage there onto Chen. Now, if Chen gets away here, that feels bad. Because that could have been a kill, I think, if Mephisto was just a little bit better placed, and I was just a moment too late. They did get the kill onto the Phoenix. So first blood going over to Hanamura Drift. What else do we have? We have advanced targeting here for Phoenix, so the lasers providing additional auto attack damage, and of course eventually at 30 hits Phoenix will get that third rotation. Lucio taking, is this it's a Celerondo, allowing Lucio to zip around this map, and there are a lot of walls. The walls are very close together, so this is a map that Lucio can get a lot of value out of that wall ride. Let's see, any questing talents? I don't think I see any questing talents. Yeah. Oh, no. Warbreaker. So, once again, the same one questing talent this time for Garrosh. Chesmix having to pull back there as Chen putting the pressure on. Lucio and Phoenix here going to be able to pick up this camp. And Phoenix, of course, looking like he doesn't have a lot of health here, but he'll have that shield coming back pretty quickly. And the camp is going, or not the camp, but the tribute, rather, is going to be in the bottom lane. So, as you can tell here, we're seeing the bottom half of the map camps picked up. So, the mid lane for House of Chez, the siege camp there going into the bottom lane for Hanamura Drift. That's going to give both teams now the opportunity to work on these next camps. The Bruiser camp for Hanamura Drift is going to be a little bit closer than the siege camp here for House of Chez. Now, no globals from either team. No global movement, at least. Potentially global attack abilities from both Phoenix and Ana. And I suppose even from Mephisto there. So, a couple of potential interrupts from anywhere on the map. We do see Garrosh here hanging in the bush above. Now, everybody's already down here, so there's no potential for a quick gank out of that. But he can prevent the House of Chez team from setting up a gank there themselves. And here, everybody's here, 5v5. We see the throw onto Johanna there, the blind going out, only hitting the Garrosh, as Phoenix trying to maybe channel there for a moment, but Chen in the back line is going to interrupt that. No deaths yet, and Flash just barely avoiding that Leeming arcane orb there. And there's once again the Thrall this time being the one that's thrown. The Feral Spirit going out, going to get a big root. He's going to be able to make it out, and Johanna using Iron Skin as well going to be able to get out there, as Ana doing her best to keep the team healthy. Flash making use of that Lightning Nova to get a little bit of extra damage there, add on to that Ana and Garrosh. So the heroes here on the side of Hanamura Drift very low, with the exception of Garrosh. So Garrosh needs to find his way into dealing some isolation here, finding the right target. Right now, all he can really find is the Johanna, so he's going to get that quick stall. Is going to get the throw, but puts himself into a bit of a dangerous position there. Greymane also, very low, was possibly killable there, but check out these health bars. Everybody's so very low on the side of Hanamura Drift that just couldn't quite get it. But let's take a look at the damage that came up from our camps here. So the bottom tower in mid lane and most of the top tower, but the siege camp up in the top here, not quite getting as much, only getting the one tower. And that was a fairly decent amount of time. I would have thought that that would have gotten more value there. Thrall and Thrall and Lucio coming up here to deal with the Chen. And Shives on Greymane heading back. Garrosh might be looking, yeah, we see the movement pings. Garrosh is going to come around behind, looking for somebody to throw. I think I would have waited, like waited for the Li Ming, force them to pull back, stay in this bush right here, and then once they get to about here, then you walk up and then you throw them, stun them, and Li Ming just pops off. I think you get a kill that way, guys. Instead, with Garrosh coming out into the lane, dispersing them when you didn't have any damage, like Ana wasn't able to do anything there. So just a difference in perspective, of course. All right, here we go. So Hanamura Drift has this on their half of the map. Johanna's going to go ahead and use that blind to check the bush, finds out that there are two heroes in there, so preventing Garrosh from getting a quick attack there. Chen kind of isolated there. We see the flip and a double stun. Lucio gonna get the push off there onto Li Ming, but Flash in tons of danger as Chen and Garrosh coming in. And now it's Caribou on Lucio who's gonna get caught. 5-man blind there, but not gonna be a big problem there. The sleep dart just barely missing as Mariner's able to just get out with that warp. Thrall gonna head back down, so this is gonna be the first tribute now for Hanamura Drift. And that is the first objective they've picked up so far in this matchup. Didn't get any of the immortals on BOE, and the first one of these tributes went over to House of Chez. Now that being said, you gotta get 3. So we'll see if Hanamura Drift is able to get a curse here. Now Chen being rotated on by Lucio and Mephisto here. And I don't know that there was really any convenient way for them to be able to get that Chen with the Lucio Mephisto, so you know they didn't really have any lockdown and he can do that. Well, there's the nice isolation kill, the quick gank, hiding in a bush, getting the kill onto Thrall. And now this bruiser camp is a dangerous play. But it's looking overall like Hanamura Drift should be able to pick this up. So that's going to give them the second tribute of the game now. And they're going to walk away. Thrall's coming up here in just a moment. So now this bruiser camp is going to be able to get taken by House of Chez. Mid lane going to get soaked here. So we got a couple of minions. They might be able to do enough to this. Or the other minions will show up. So not quite. Close. Greymane here. A little far out in that lane. But is going to be able to pull back in time. Level 10s from both teams here. And so we see Garrosh trying to hold off. Make sure that nobody can come in and get on that squishy backline. Although the backline's pulled away. So there's the unstoppable having to pull away. Johanna did take Falling Sword again, and Mephisto has that Durance of Hate. So, along with the Sundering, a couple of different ways that they can stun, CC, root, what have you. And Johanna's going to get flipped into the team, but has the Iron Skin this time. So, not enough damage there to cause any issues. Here comes the Falling Sword onto Ana and Greymane. There's the Durance of Hate along with the Sundering. Durance is keeping him locked down there. Greymane going to be the first to fall. What a way to start this. And here comes Phoenix with his Purification Salvo. It's not going to be enough to kill off the Garrosh, but Danilor pulling up there into the top there, and now 2 for 2 on the tribute count. A lot of ultimates used there, and that was a really great setup there from the Johanna, allowing Mephisto to get that Durance of Hate onto those squishy targets and isolating and killing ultimately that Greymane. Now it'll be interesting to see what Ana takes at 13. Does she take the Root Cleanse? Does she take the Stun Cleanse? I kind of assume she'll take the Root Cleanse. Right? You got Thrall, you got Durance of Hate. The stuns are really short duration, so you'd have to almost, you know, kind of preempt them in a way. Sunder's a pretty short one. Condemn's a really short one. Falling Sword's a short one. But that being said, Hanamura Drift now has to make the unenviable choice of killing this boss and giving up a tribute, or fighting over the tribute and potentially leaving this boss to wreak havoc, and especially if they ended up losing that curse. It looks like they're going to make the selection of deal with the boss, and that's going to leave this tribute nice and open. There's no Eye of Horus from Ana, so this is just a free tribute there for House of Chez. And we see the pings. Top fort is certainly gone. So the question next is, where does House of Chez go? With all the heroes showing earlier there in the bot lane, they have a lot of time. They don't know where they are just at the moment, though. So they're looking to maybe head to mid. Doesn't it, Jakebot? I thought they were heading to mid, but then they kind of looked like they were casually considering boss, which is okay, because that just gave them bot lane fort. Just having that threat of the boss meant that Hanamura Drift kind of had to pay attention to that as a potential issue. So they netted out bottom, even with that siege camp being picked up here. Mid is going to be coming up as well. But the towers are shut down, so this is basically just a fight like in the middle of the lanes. And that's not really a fight that Hanamura Drift wants. I don't think they want to fight in the lanes either. There's the Durance of Hate. Getting the Purification Salvo coming in, Ridley coming in with that Falling Sword as well. The Condemn coming in onto the Garrosh. Can they finish this off? They instead finish off the Thrall first on the other side. Mephisto coming in with that Lightning Nova, getting so much damage. Here comes Purification Salvo. Can it get the kills? It gets one kill. Not able to get either of the other two, and instead Lucio falling to the Li Ming after Johanna getting the kill herself. So in every way, that looked like it should have been a really solid House of Chez engagement, and it just turned against them. So close, but Garrosh there increasing his armor, mitigating that damage from that Purification Salvo, providing a ton of value to him there. And Chen, of course, using Stagger as well, both of them able to survive. So we see now the Bruiser camp going to be picked up by House of Chez as the boss. Of course, the selection from Hanamura Drift. And the next tribute is down in the bot lane. So if Hanamura Drift can get a little bit lucky on the timing, I don't know that it's ready to pop, though. I think it's still a fair time away. But if they could get a little lucky on the timing, they could potentially get a curse out of this. But House of Chez electing to pretty much ignore that boss. Now the boss, I mean, there's the siege camp there, so it's gonna help to kill this off. In theory, we'll see a root coming out onto these siege minions here soon for the additional damage there. Thrall in the middle, has the Chen diving in. There's Garrosh getting the stun, the taunt onto Phoenix, and Caribou gonna boot back the unstoppable Garrosh there now. Phoenix getting that Purification Salvo, and this time he's going to take out the Garrosh, but Thrall dying in return. Danalor falling on the Chen. It's a bloodbath as Lucio and Phoenix falling, and now Ana so close they get the kill onto Li Ming. And that's going to give now House of Chez the first tribute in round 2. But not only that, thanks to this siege camp, that boss did not turn around and kill them, did not get that root onto them, so they actually maintained their fort. So that was crazy play. So what comes next? Everybody's coming back up onto the map. It's 16-16. Yeah, no doubt, Ronan, right? That was and that was kind of a strange setup too, with Thrall like being in the middle between Chen and Garrosh. It was in a lot of ways, I think it was almost like an accidental, oh, well, we just take this because this is where we are and this is what's going on. Chen's gonna head up there, try to deal with this siege camp that's been going for quite some time. A lot of XP up here though, so with Chen showing up there, House of Chez is going to make their way onto the Bruiser Camp, and this is a cheeky Bruiser Camp play. Garrosh going to check that bush. I think that House of Chez has to just walk away from this. Like, they see Chen nearby. Yeah, so free Bruiser Camp there for Hanamura Drift, and what a great time for it. Because we've got a tribute, and check it out. We got a boss ready to go. Can Garrosh catch somebody here? Is going to get the Thrall, the throw, the root going onto him as well, but the Sundering is going to get no value, basically, as Thrall going to fall there. Purification Salvo coming out. I don't think it had a lot of slow, so not as much damage as it could have been. Flash in a lot of danger, having to pull back Condemn, getting a lot of value, though. So many targets here. And Panda Palace, all done. Phoenix going to get thrown. Mariner's going to fall now. And this is kind of worst case scenario. Oh no, Shives, don't do this. Get the boss, guys. Get this. Why are you doing this to me? No, you have a 5-3 advantage. Get this boss right here. He's by himself. Look at that. I didn't know that he had a worm out of his eye. What the hell? Anyways, they could have gotten this boss. They have a siege camp. Then they get the tribute. Then they push bot lane with a boss and a siege camp and a tribute. Like, that could have possibly been endgame even. They're looking for more fights at this point. I don't know. They've got the level advantage here, so they get a little bit more damage, a little bit more health. They've certainly had the kills. Hanamura Drift getting their first objective of this series now. Everybody's up. Most ultimates are up, not Phoenix, not Sound Barrier. And they're going to go ahead and pull back now. Ronan with the table flip. And where are we going now? Are we going to get this siege camp? We can see some of the heroes, I think. Nah, they just cleared those minions. So, yeah, there's not... Oh, no. Are they doing this now? They're not doing this now. Is this... Okay. Everybody be quiet. We don't want to give away the positioning here. So they know they're not at the camp. You know what? Let's see their vision. All right. Okay. So we see absolutely nothing. And then let's check out blue team vision. Absolutely. Oh, there they are. Johanna is split. So, I mean, that could have been a good engagement if Garrosh was able to get a little closer there. So this boss right here could be the end of the game for one team. Both teams kind of hovering about it. And it looks like Hanamura Drift saying, you know what, we have a slight advantage in XP. The problem is that check out these lanes. All the XP is really far into enemy territory for Hanamura Drift. They have to go deep out there to get any XP. And they're not even going to go get it. What are they doing? I'm confused. Playing a little song and dance right here. House of Chez instead has all the opportunity in the world to get 20 with this safe soak XP that's nearby. They're able to pick up the Bruiser Camp. They'll probably get this siege camp, but now the boss is being considered. Oh, nope, not being considered, just being checked. So the bit of an XP lead that Hanamura Drift had has gone away. And it's now basically dead even in XP. And with that, oh, they see everybody up here in the mid lane. This is now a free boss for House of Chez. And they're able to rip through this pretty quickly. Lucio there holding that bush, making sure to pay attention. Chen's going to come in and he's going to see this, but I don't think that people are close enough. Oh, a big stun onto the Thrall, has to pull back. Garrosh going in, but it doesn't matter. He's too late. The boss picked up there by House of Chez. And that should give him now easily the tribute up in the top lane, but check it out, top boss is up available too, so I think that they leave Lucio pick up this tribute and send everybody else get this top boss. This boss is taking forever. I mean, I think if you're Hanamura Drift, you have to give this up. Yeah, absolutely. You get rid of that and head up. They see all these heroes here, so I mean, that's good information for Hanamura Drift, but now we're going to see the next fight's going to be over the top boss. And it seems like both teams could have made that decision a little bit sooner, right? Like threat assessment, understanding what's going on, probably needed to do that just a moment sooner, and they both could have found themselves in a better position here. Garrosh there already at half health gets a big stun onto 4, but he's by himself. That taunt had absolutely no follow-up. Garrosh gonna get the most damage coming in here, and Greymane and Garrosh falling. Phoenix coming in with a big purification salvo. Ridley now blinding everybody, including the pandas. And Mephisto coming in with that Lightning Nova, trying to get some more value. Lucio saying, we're not done, we chase this. But the rest of the team's just not quite as nimble as that musical boy. And now this could be checkmate time right here. We got a boss coming in, we got a tribute, and Siege Camp's already up here. Top lane wall, both towers are gone. 30 seconds until Garrosh or Greymane are up. Boss is going to be let loose to fly. And we're going to see the rotation coming down, picking up this tribute, which gives House of Chez a curse. So boss is going to get focused as quickly as possible here. And there's the curse, so we're going to see mid lane push up. We're going to see bot lane push up pretty soon here. Catapults in both lanes already. As House of Chez making their way in, looking for a keep, and then game. There's the falling sword onto Night Knight, the condemned, this subdue, and that's going to be a dead Ana here. Taunt going out onto only Phoenix, but again, no follow-up damage there. Brickhouse is going to fall. Purification salvo coming out is going to get the Chen, maybe? It does. A triple kill for House of Chez, and we see Ridley saying, I'm not done. I want this Garrosh. Coming in with the 20 upgrade on the falling sword, but it's not going to happen. They're not going to get that kill onto Genzor's. Instead, they're going to get the kill onto the core. And a 2-0 victory for House of Chez in round 1 of the Division C East playoffs. GG. Good matchup. I actually, I liked these games. I think that overall, both teams really did play well, and they both had advantages. I mean, look at that, 11 kills to 11 kills. Both teams had the opportunity to win. It was just House of Chez won this game. First game, kind of similar in a lot of ways. If Hanamura Drift made some slight adjustments, they could have won that game as well. So, really great gameplay out of these teams, and I'm excited about tonight. And I know some of you from House of Chez are here, and looking forward to our matchup here in 36 minutes. It's going to be right here at twitch.tv/AeroRG. And that's it for right now. So I want to thank everybody for stopping by, for being a part of the Heroes community. And NGS Season 9 is coming up soon. Who's playing? Well, that's going to be House of Chez and Die for Vision in 30 minutes. And I believe that in the regular season, Die for Vision won that. I think. I'm not positive. So it's going to be a good match. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this setup. So thanks again, everybody. Come back in a half an hour. where we'll have a 30-second delay on the match and all of the new setup for the Invitational, and we'll see you then.